Chag Sameach. I hope you are having a meaningful start to Yom Kippur and have taken advantage of and enjoyed the many virtual and in-person opportunities we have offered, from the journey through Elul through the days of Rosh Hashanah. I hope that, just like your delight in opening your high holiday kit boxes, you have discovered there are gifts of these unique holidays that ring both familiar and true, and that perhaps are even unexpectedly enriching. We begin 5781 knowing it will be a profoundly different new year, one which will provide us with opportunities as a community and as individuals, and I wish to speak of those tonight. But first, let's look back at the last 6 months of 5780. Our last gathering together here in this sanctuary was for Purim, a holiday that celebrates the topsy-turvy, that invites us to explore an upside-down world of make-believe and, in some celebrations, drunken revelry. Little did we know that, in fact, our world was in the process of turning upside down, the spinning top landing off-kilter, our world out of balance. The loudest groggers in the world could not shut out the roar of the oncoming tidal waves of fear, insecurity, isolation, illness, and yes, even death. We have not gathered as a full community in our sanctuary since then. A statement so profoundly remarkable that I can't believe I'm actually saying it. And yet what is also so profoundly remarkable is this statement, that in spite of our physical distance, we are a stronger, more connected, more compassionate, and more generous community than ever before. How is this possible? I have to credit the leadership of Rav Claudia, Rav Tiferet, and Susan Diller, our executive director, with their ingenuity and nimbleness, creatively determining how we could still do TBZ without a building to gather us together. Within days of closing our doors, we had plans for doing our services, programs, classes, meetings, and even shivas. Since March, we have offered hundreds of hours of virtual opportunities for continuity and connection. And I have to credit our lay leaders, in particular, chairs of Chesed, inclusion, and aging in community, with exploring how we could continue to be TBZ without these four walls in which to make connections and support each other. Within days of closing our doors, we had in place outreach phone calls, shopping assistance, and an intergenerational program to ensure we were maintaining the essence of our authentic, caring, and connected community, which is what I think it means to be TBZ. When we started on this new journey 6 months ago, we didn't know what was around the corner. We didn't know how we would or whether we would stay strong. We were watching businesses close, institutions shut their doors, and our once familiar routines become distant memories. Conventional wisdom held that organizations had 3 paths. They were ultimately going to fail, merely survive, or actually thrive in the face of the rising challenges. We made a commitment to thrive, to rise to the challenge of keeping our TBZ community strong, vibrant, and yes, even joyful in the midst of a worldwide pandemic. One of our board members recently used the word transcendent to describe this time. What a beautiful and evocative word. I believe she was referring to how we have taken this moment of impossibility and turned it into something unexpectedly rewarding on so many levels. How have we done this? We took advantage of this moment to learn what people needed for their spiritual, emotional, and intellectual well-being, and explored our capacity to stretch to meet those needs creatively and compassionately. We took advantage of this moment to figuratively wrap our arms around each other over Zoom and over the phone, through emails, cards, and with drive-by greetings. We took advantage of this moment to confront the racism that is embedded in every institution and face the uncomfortable truth of our own, learning together and repurposing the work of our racial justice group. We took advantage of this moment to create a vibrant Kabbalat Shabbat experience that is bringing together more people than ever to sing joyfully, watch Alma and Ariel growing up, and see each other face to face. It is the anchor of the week for so many in our congregation and beyond as friends and family join us from around the country. And now we have taken advantage of this moment to celebrate joyful and meaningful high holidays with a commitment to bring us together, if not in the same room, then with the same kavanah, to be in community together. Moving forward into 5781, we know we will be doing and being TBZ with a priority on our health and safety, still physically distancing until we are secure that we can be together again in our sanctuary. And within this constraint, our community will thrive. We will learn, pray, meditate, and work for social justice. We will have more opportunities to sing, find joy, inspire hope, and connect to each other. We can care for and pay attention to our most vulnerable members, those who are struggling, isolated, and alone. We can take note of the faces we aren't seeing on Zoom and make a call, invite someone to FaceTime with us, take a walk, or share a conversation over coffee 6 feet apart. We can keep an ear open to notice the voices we virtually aren't hearing uplifted in song, and make a call to offer an empathetic ear to ease their loneliness. We will need to work together to transcend the isolation and fear that are real and can be profound for all of us at one time or another. We can work together to connect the disconnected, to embrace each other, if from a distance, to inspire our children to make the most of their TBZ experience and create bonds of hope and sustenance for all. As we move forward into the fall and winter, TBZ will offer creative new ways to connect to each other through rituals, celebrations, milestones, and more. Intergenerational connections, intellectual stimulation, enhanced home practices are all possible ways to enhance your experience of doing and being TBZ if you take advantage of them. We will keep doing TBZ in ways that adapt with the changing world around us, and being TBZ in ways that meet the needs of members where they are each week. Usually at this time in our service, we invite someone from our congregation to make the high holiday appeal. When they share what TBZ means to them, and hopefully to you too, to inspire you to give. We aren't having a speaker this year, although I hope I have made a strong case. We will be reaching out after the holidays to ask for your financial support of this vitally important fundraiser so that we stay strong and continue to thrive. I hope that these holidays bring you meaning and joy. On a personal note, I know that I have been remiss in not reaching out to many of you who could have used one more phone call or virtual embrace. I ask for your forgiveness for this, and in any other way that I may have offended you this past year. On behalf of my husband, Larry, and family, I want to wish you all a sweet, fulfilling, and healthy new year. May we all be inscribed and sealed in the book of life. Gamar Chatima Tova.